What is up, guys? Welcome back to yet another cast of the Lord of the Rings, The Battle for Middle-earth 2, The Rise of the Witch King, patch 2.02 version 7. I am your caster Farron, and today's matchup will be a 1 vs 1 on the map Fords of Isen. Alright, so starting in the north, spawning in as Mordor, it will be Djinges. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. And his opponent across the way down to the south is going to be Dark. Dark, as we know, is Solas, so this could be a very interesting game, as Solas is a professional player. So, Djinges, we're going to go with Djinges. He's going to be going for the standard mortar build. He's going to be going for the 2 slaughterhouses, and then actually, I misspoke there. Did not see that as a Haradrim Palace rather than for the Haradrim Palace start. Not something you normally would see in a 1 vs 1, but he could know that it would be Elves would be a good counter to the Elven archers. Now Dark is going to be going for the, or Solas is going to be going for the Elven barracks over here. Going to start getting those Elven archers out. As we all know, Elves can be very much aids to deal with, especially if you don't have Cav. So Djinges going for the right move here, going for Cav to try and counter that. Dark, conversely, could go for something sneaky like maybe a pike to start off with, but he's going to go with Lorien warriors instead. Not archers, but not a terrible unit to start with. Once again, there are 6 creeps in this map and 2 capable structures, 2 inns at either corner, guarded by cave trolls, and then each player has 2 warglaives on his side of the river. So those Lorien warriors from Solas are going to start moving up to the north, going to cross the river directly above his base. And now, as Djinges went for the upgrade on the Haradrim Palace, he's going to have his first unit coming out a lot later than Solas's. But it will be cavalry, so it is going to be able to counter that Lorien warrior battalion. Solas getting another battalion out, probably it's going to be a Lorien archer battalion there. And the Haradrim lancers from Djinges now moving directly across the river towards Solas's base. His Lorien warriors might not be harassed too much, as they can maybe sneak around unnoticed and do some damage to Djinges' eco before he can get his cav in there. A battalion of Corsairs actually coming out, as well as an orc being thrown up for Djinges. The Lorien archers coming out for Solas out. He's now throwing up his own green pasture. Looks like it wasn't in retaliation to Djinges' cavalry, as it's at 100% right now, so it was thrown up right before he knew that there was cavalry on the field. The Lorien warriors from Solas now looking to get some harassing here, clumping up a little bit, not clumping up as much as you would normally see, but if the rally call goes down, they're going to start working on that. The Corsairs are not actually going to do any damage, they're trying to attack, and Djinges is going to have to lead out his structure. The cavalry now retreating back across the river. As you saw, Solas did delete one of his Malorn trees over there to stop Djinges from taking it down. And the cavalry now coming in from downtown, they're going to be able to maybe take out that Lorien warriors battalion there, although it looks like Djinges did use Q there, as his cavalry did turn around for a second there. Now some Mithlon sentries from Solas are going to start creeping this warglare in the north side of his side of the river. Lorien archers look like they're going to creep one of the southern side of his side of the river. And some Rivendell Lancers now out for Solas from the green pasture. He's upgrading his green pasture now to level 2. Maybe going to go for Lindens. Quite powerful. Djinges now has Corsairs, Orc Warriors, and Easterlings in there. A good pike counter to Haradrim Lancers, but there were not enough in there, and the Lancers did get a clip off of the side of that unit, that clump there. Now let's see who's got the stronger cav here, the Rivendell Lancers or the Haradrim Lancers. Who can lance faster or stronger? The Lorien archers take out the wargs, I believe, at this warglare there, but they do run away, not finishing the creep off. More Mithlons coming out for Solas. The Haradrim Lancers for Djinges come back across the river, and it looks like the Lancers from Solas are going to get cornered between the Haradrim Lancers of Djinges and the Easterlings of Djinges, and they're going to lose a couple more units. They're down to now 3 units on the battalion. Now it looks like maybe a Malorn tree. Yes, a Malorn tree is going to get thrown up in front of Solas' base there. His 4th resource production structure. And there's some Linden horse archers coming out of the green pasture for Solas. If he can get enough of them there, that'll be very powerful. Those Mithril sentries not quite able to save those Lorien archers, as the Haradrim Lancer battalion, the first one from Djinges, is able to sneak around the side and trample half the battalion there. Djinges is still the level 2 Haradrim Palace, not producing anything out of it. He's still got a level 1 orc pit. He's producing 1 orc warrior. And he's got... No, there's a second orc pit coming out now. Now you've got the Corsairs. I think it's a different battalion of Corsairs. More Easterlings, more orc warriors. They're looking to maybe creep this wargler on the north side of his side of the river. The Mythlon sentries from Solas are going to sneak around the side, going to finish off this creep here, I believe. Meanwhile, some Linden horse archers are going to come in, and they're going to start picking off these orc warriors instead of trampling them. Might want to move in and get the trample on them, but they are a ranged unit and they're good. Look at that, that's quite powerful for a ranged cavalry unit. Most ranged cavalry units, the range on it is not very high damage at all. And there's the Djinges taking out both of his, actually I missed the southern side of his side of the river. Takes out both of his creeps, but he leaves a chest there, and it's just like the tournament. Someone creeps the warglair but leaves one chest, and it gives me and everyone with a brain aneurysm. Solas here about to take the treasure from the creep on his southern side of the river. Now the Elven archers game is starting to happen. It's got 2 archers battalions behind it. That leftover Hardrum Lancer battalion from Djinges is now sneaking around the back side of Solas' base there. And Solas does not see it with his Mythlons and Lindens there. Solas now pushing up the middle with some Mythlons and some Lorien archers. Once again, this bug that we saw earlier in some other casts, where I cannot select the orc pit or a building in the replay of the cast. Oh, my mouse is not working out well. But we got some orc warriors, so we know nothing ranged unit from Djinges so far. Djinges with the Corsairs, the Easterlings, the orcs that snuck around and took out that creep are going to sneak around and do some damage maybe to the production structures of Solas here. Solas now engaging though with 2 Mythlon sentries and 2 Lorien archers, but one of them is mostly depleted. It is level 2 though, so it will begin healing and replenishing when it leaves the battlefield. These these Linden horse archers from Solas are now sitting ready to cross the river there, about to start crossing there, and the Mythlons from Solas at the bottom of his base do finish taking out Easterling battalion there. That force from Djinges does manage to take out the Malantry next to Solas' barracks there, but did not finish out the barracks. And there are Mythlons coming out. The Lancers looking to take out the Malantry here. Eye of Siren being cast by Djinges, but he is not going to be using that on his units. They're going to try and start working out these Lorien archers, but without the Eye of Siren and actually no support, they're going to get mowed down by all these archer battalions. Mythlon sentries now sneaking around the back of Djinges' base, looking to get the builder kill here, but the Mordor orc warriors are going to sneak around. So Mythlon's going to cross the river. They're going to find this slaughterhouse being built and stop that from happening. More Corsairs coming out for Djinges. Some more Lindens coming out for Solas, as well as more Mythlon sentries. He's going heavy in the Mythlon sentries, as he knows a good counter to Elves is cavalry. 1 Mythlon sentry trying to take down this slaughterhouse, but it's not going to be enough. And it is picked off. Another battalion, level 3 actually. This is quite powerful. But Solas is going to send it in. It's going to get targeted down. And that could be a nice pickup for Djinges there, as he's going to get a level 3 battalion out of the way. Now a Mouth of Siren out for Djinges, but he's going to encounter Mythlon sentries and a Lorien archers and 2 Linden horse archers. And he might just be brutally screwed, but he does manage to get out of there in time, as Solas does not capitalize at that moment. Those level 3 Mythlons are actually occupying those Mordor forces for quite a while there in their porcupine formation, or they're not even in their porcupine formation. Now the Rivendell Lancers healing up and the well, as long as a level 2 battalion of archers there. Force from Djinges, excuse me, not DJ Premier, going to sneak around on the north side again. Solas going to be heading in with some more Mythlons and Loriens. Now the Linden horse archer spam is going to start coming through, and it takes out a lot of that army there. Mouth Siren chasing it down, but he has a much slower cavalry unit than the Linden's there. Linden's going to sneak in the back of the base and maybe go around this mountain here. They are. These Mythlons are going to sneak around, trying to take out this farm that 1 Mythlon didn't fail to do. The Rivendell's coming back across the river, along with more Mythlons, more Lorien archers coming out. Nothing being produced for Solas at the moment. But here comes a massive force from Djinges sneaking around from the north side of the river. And there's not much here. There's the 2 Lorien archer battalions and a Mythlon protecting the riverside. So Djinges is going to be able to get a builder kill in here, I believe. And as well as the Malantries, both of these Malantries, I think. Over here, these Linden horse archers are going to engage with the Orc warrior battalion, Orc spam, and the Corsairs. Mouth of Sauron is going to try and take out these Lorien archers, but they're going to meet some Mythlons. He's going to have to run away from that. These Riven Lancers are going to take out, I think, they're going to take out this Slaughterhouse. Because they're dealing enough damage with enough units there. Mouth of Sauron is level 3 now, so level 4 he'll get his doubt, cast that debuff, and be able to start having the enemy troops not have as high damage. And lower armor too. Orc archers from the Djinges, but they're getting picked off by the Linden Horse archers, who would do a lot better to just run in and trample them. But maybe the Lindens want to target down Mouth of Sauron actually there. That one Rivenal Lancer, Solas might want to get him out of that. That'd be good unit retention there, but he's not going to be able to do that. And the Mythlons are probably going to go down to this massive force here. More Mythlons chasing the Djinges builder here. The Djinges has expanded all the way over to the north side of the river in front of Solas' base there. Solas, however, not having expanded on the south side of the river, not sure what's happening there, because Solas Square, the professional player, is very good at microing and macroing at the same time. And actually, the Djinges is doing quite a good job at harassing Solas here. This Haradrim Palace from the Djinges, he's going to get some Easterlings out, some more Orc Warriors out of both of his Orc pits. Mouth Sauron's going to chase down these Rivenal Lancers here. About to see engagement in the center here with some Lorien Archers and Mythlons and some Orc Archers, Orc Warriors, Corsairs, and Easterlings coming in. A lot more coming in. Take a look at the powers. They haven't done that at all this game. 3-5 power points purchased for the Djinges here. All 3 of his 5s. He got 7 power points, 2,000 resources, and 5. Or actually, after that trample, is going to be 500 out of 625. For Solas, is going to be a level 5 rally call and a level 10, the Enshrouding Mist, which it stealths your units and debuffs any enemy units in that area. He's got 6 power points, 1,800, and 419 out of 450. So the Djinges with the larger command point gap, as you saw, the massive amount of slaughterhouses he has, especially on the north side of the river there, he is going to be able to support a much larger army, and he is doing so. He still does have a hero on the field, so that he does have quite an edge on Solas at the moment. Solas, it seems, is relying very heavily on the Lindens over here. But there are some Easterlings. There always are Easterlings in these little clumps of units there running around the field, and it makes Lindens not quite ineffective, but very hard. You have to micro them very well. And look at that! That was the Rivenal Lancers from Solas being told to go across the river, and not seeing this Easterling battalion from the Djinges here. He's able to, the Djinges is able to get a good trample there. And now Mouth of Sauron on foot and trying to start dealing with these Lindens here. The Djinges surrounding his Mythlons, taking them out. It looks like Solas might be in a bit of a tough spot as he is not expanding. It looks like he's only on 4 Malorn trees, I think. 5 Malorn trees. Yeah, on 5 Malorn trees. So that's not a terrible thing, but he is not going to be able to support as large an army. More Orc Warriors moving in on the south side of the river. Going to try and sneak in and take us some more of those Malorn trees. Mouth of Sauron halfway to level 4. Level 4 he will get the doubt debuff. But it looks like Solas is going to be able to push up the middle towards the fortress here. A level 4 Lorien Archer Battalion here, along with level 3. But there's a barricade summon going up by the Djinges, and that is going to put an end to that hopes of pushing up the middle without any sort of melee force large enough to take out the barricade there. In engagement here, the Mythlons are going to try and distract the army, while the Lindens and the Loriens take out the army. Mouth of Sauron comes in, and he's going to start working on those Loriens. And actually, the Lindens might want to work on Mouth of Sauron there. The Orc Warriors we saw in the south are going to start working on that 5th Malorn tree from Solas, and he's going to be down to 4 Malorn trees in just a second. However, the Lindens are going to be able to deal with this quite easily currently, as there is no pikes there. Some Easterlings moving in from the north, but they are not going to be able to be there in time. The Mythlons from Solas now in the north side, the northeast side of DJ Premier's base, or the Djinges base, is going to start working on the slaughterhouse. I did not know it, but there's actually Ring on. There's Gollum you see in the north side of the river, the very north of the map. No one can see that yet, I believe. Some Lorien Archer is going to save those Mythlons from the Orc Warriors there. Level 3. More Mythlons coming in. A War Chant going down on this army here. Take out another Malorn tree. Mouth of Sauron is now level 4. He does have the doubt. And a Mountain Troll now. I have not been paying attention to the bases that much, and I should have been doing that. More Loriens, Lorien Archers coming out. Nothing coming out from the green pasture, but this Haradrim House has not been leveled up. The Orc Pit is still not been leveled up. No Black Orcs coming out. Kind of would like to see that. But now some Mountain Trolls coming out of the mountain cages, the Troll cages you saw. And now 2 engagements here. 2 Easterling battalions engaging the Lindens. Going to do some sufficient damage to those Lindens. Not enough, though, to really stunt the growth there and help them scatter. The Mountain Troll and Orc Battalion now moving around to the south and try and look at maybe sneaking out this builder here maybe, or the Eco. There's that Mythlon Sentry Battalion just still faithfully working on that slaughterhouse. It is going to get it down, I believe. There's another Rivendell Lancer Battalion. It is going to look to maybe take out one of these slaughterhouses, though it can't take out this one as it's level 3, and they will die to that level 3 slaughterhouse before they can take it down. Now Elrond out in the field for Solas. He is halfway to level 1. He does have leadership, so that is going to be very nice for his troops there. The Mountain Troll for Solas, or Djinges, is going to start working on this level 3 Malantry, but the Lindens and the Mountain Troll, or excuse me, the level 3 Malantry is going to just work it down. Rivendell Lancer is going to try and sneak around this mountain again to survive, but Mouth of Sauron now engaging them. But Mouth of Sauron is too low health. He might just die here. If Solas hadn't run, he would have been able to take out Mouth of Sauron, I believe, there. A Siege Workshop for Djinges, but an Eagle Summon now for Solas. And that Eagle Summon is going to go down and finish off Mouth of Sauron, I believe. Has this Troll Cage been upgraded? It has not, so there's going to be no Drummer Trolls. The Mythlon Sentry is now working on a little farm there for taking it out from Djinges. Djinges looking to take force across to do some more harass there. Again, Solas not with a whole lot of farms. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 farms again. Not very many to go off of. But it looks like it is going to be enough, as he is going to start working on the Siege Works for Djinges. Take that thing out. And Djinges is getting some Lances out, some Orc Warriors out. He's looking actually like the tide is a little bit turning, as Solas has got the higher tier units here. And he is able to just easily deal with all of Djinges' spam there. All I have to do is just target down those Easterlings with the Lindens and then run in with the Cav. The Eagle is going to be taken out here, but not after taking out Mouth of Sauron and the Seedbergs. A level 3 farm there, halfway dead. It would be very nice if Solas could pick that off there. The Orc Warrior Battalion, or excuse me, the Orc Horde coming in from the south side again, taking out the Malantry. Lorien Warriors and Mythlon is going to engage that over on the west side of Solas' base there. Solas managed to save 2 units, or maybe just 1 unit of this Lorien Warrior Battalion, and it's going to start regenning right by the fort with the well. Actually, the well. I'm not sure if the fort has the Mystic Fountain on it, because it seems like those units are replenishing at a very high rate there. These Eastland's going to try and work down this Malantry. Just might do that, but the Lindens are going to make short work of them afterwards. More Orc spam coming in from Djinges here. The Rivendell Lancer Battalion from Solas is going to try and stealth them in those trees there, possibly, if you put them in hold ground stance. I'm not sure if they can stealth in trees. But he's going to put them there and try and hide them there and heal up so he can just sneak around and do some more damage. Those Lorien Warriors that we were talking about earlier can sneak around with Elrond and do some more eco damage to Djinges. And Djinges' advantage over Solas looking to maybe be slipping a little bit, as Solas is now expanding a little bit, and he's also, well, he's not expanding as much as I was saying, but Djinges is starting to get harassed quite well by Solas here. But there goes the barricade zone, very well placed. Save that, cockblock that force from being able to just go right up to that level 3 farm, and they're going to target down the barricade. Not a terrible choice there, as it will just start working down all those units with 3 arrows coming out at once, plus the catapult from the fortress and the level 3 farm. Solas is going to creep this troll here. Did not lure it though, so he's going to start losing a lot of units. I'm not even sure he's going to finish off this creep, as that troll is taking out quite a lot of units there. It might be able to be taken down, but it'll be very close if the troll does die. Djinges now moving across with a large buff force here, probably from a war chant there. They'll take out another Malantry or 2 maybe, but the Linden's coming in. They can be able to get a good swipe in here, because there's only 1 Eastling Battalion in this horde here. Now the Lorien Warriors, the Rivendell Lancers, and Elrond are going to sneak in the back of the base behind the mountain of Djinges. Elrond's going to use his Athelas power, and he's going to heal the forest, then move back out for another attack. And Djinges is going to see this. He's going to take a Mountain Troll and the rest of his force, sneak around to try and take out that. But some Lindens in front of his base there. This force from Djinges is going to take out, I believe, 1 Malantry, but they're going to try and work down this level 2 now, Elven Barracks, but they're not going to be successful, especially with the Enshrouding Mist debuff that we just saw cast there. Elrond for Solas is now level 4. Level 5 against Restoration, which heals nearby allies and fully rests their special ability timers. That is actually quite powerful. I did not realize Elrond had 2 healing abilities. These can last quite a while. And actually, Mouth of Sauron now back out for Djinges. Almost level 5, actually. He gets Evil Eye at level 7. thought he got Evil Eye at level 10. I might have been mistaken. That might have been a different patch. The Lindens here, though, might want to go and start working on those, and they're actually going to start auto-targeting those, those Easterlings. Let's look at the powers again. You got the Barricade power that we just saw purchased for Djinges. He's got 16 power points now. He can get his 15 power point. He's got 1600 and 315 out of 500. Whereas Solas has 5, a 10, and a 15 power point. And he has 16 power points, so he can actually get his start working toward his 25 power point. 16 power points. Yes, he saw 1,200 resources and 574 out of 750. So Solas is able to support a much larger army here. But it's kind of scattered around, and it's not as clumped as Mordor's is. Djinges' Fortress Catapult, it is not an aggressive stance, and the launch skulls has not been autocast. It's very useful to be able to do that, as you can fear the enemy, make them scatter, and also the aggressive does cause them to have a much longer range. But the barrage now going down on Solas' base there, taking out a Mythlon, taking out half of one level 1 barracks, and half of the level 3 barracks now, and he's going to be getting those Noldor warriors coming out. So let's go in for the Noldors. A level 5 Malthasar now out. He's very low health, he's running from Elrond, but he's going to start engaging these Lorien warriors, and Elrond, or Arwen I believe, I'm sorry. I did not say that, and Arwen now out for Solas. So he's going to start engaging. Malthasar maybe. Might want to take him out. Engage him as he is very low health, and he is not going to be able to run away too terribly fast with all his units there. More orc spam coming across from the Djinges. Might want to tech up, I would think, to the Black Orcs. They're much more tanky and much more powerful. Now Siegers coming back up for the Djinges. He is not teched up to a level 3 Horizon Palace either. But now Malthasar on one last sliver of health. He is going to survive, I believe. He's going to get away from Arwen there. Unless Arwen were to mount, but Arwen's not too terribly fast as a mounted hero either. There's a Malentry from Solas, finally over in front of the Djinges base and across the river. So he's finally expanding. Arwen now working on these slaughterhouses. He did expand across the river as well. A lot of these production structures and resource production structures are not appearing on the minimap for me, and it's going to be quite hard to notice them. Noldor's now outranging everything. They're taking out the farm there. Might want to work on the army though. If they do start working on that. Excuse me, I had a burp there, I think. You might have heard that. Well, Sauron healing up a little bit, going to maybe look to deal with Arwen, but Arwen, actually she's not at terribly good health, and if he can get the jump on her, he can start working on that, working her down. So Djinges taking with a very common, or very standard, not sure what the word is, I'm trying to think of what the term is, but he's taking with the same composition for most of the game, the Orc Warriors and the Easterlings to counter the Cav. Might want to maybe tech up in a lot of different ways. He does have mountain trolls coming out now. Might want to maybe get the drummer trolls for the buff, but he has got a level 2 siege works. He's going to go for catapults, I believe, soon. The Lildors in sword mode taking out a slaughterhouse there, and the Shrouding Mist casting a debuff on the opponents fighting them. They're going to try and work down these warriors. They might be able to actually do it. They are kind of low health on 2 of them, but they might just survive. Level 3 Rivendell Lancer Battalion. The Linden Horse Archers are level 3, so they have been around since they've been produced. Going to take out those Easterlings there, and now 2 Malentries over here for Solas. He's actually, just because I'm not seeing them on the minimap does not mean they're not there. Solas is now expanding quite a lot with his Malentries. He now has pretty much full map control, I believe. He's taken out all these slaughterhouses, and he's expanding across his side of the river, across to the east side of the Djinges side of the river. Noldor's taking out all these slaughterhouses. Level 1 Noldor over here. Does he have a level 2 Noldor hiding somewhere, or did he lose those Noldors? I'm not sure. This cave troll actually is going to get creeped by Solas, because apparently it was not completed to be creeped. The Mythlon sentries alone, as they did not lure the troll, were not able to take out that cave troll. Arwen now not really making a whole lot of levels off of these slaughterhouses here. The Noldor is now moving around, trying to take out another slaughterhouse, a cave troll, or mountain troll, trying to start targeting them down. But I believe that was the first battalion of Noldor's gone, unless I'm mistaken. I see another battalion there, and I don't see any lying around anywhere. So Solas did lose one of his Noldors, but now his Cav is coming in, 2 Lindens and a Rivendell Lancer. They're going to look to do some more harass on this eco right over here, I believe. Still the same unit composition. Actually, a level 3 Horizon Palace finally for the Djinges, as well as catapults coming out. Maybe a level 2 drummer troll cage there. Excuse me. Arwen, now level 2 with the Atlas ability, can heal nearby and friendly heroes, including herself. These Noldors level 2, they're trying to run from Malthasaran, but the moment I turn and fight him, they will take some damage from the Orc Warriors, but they should be able to start dealing high damage to him in melee mode. Mythlon Sentries taking out the catapult, I believe, or maybe that was just the debris from the slaughterhouse, and they're going to start working on taking out this original barricade from Djinges. And by doing this, they're going to turn around, and actually, I was wrong. They are not able to do high damage really there to Malthasaran. Solas might want to retreat that level 2 one, but he's not going to get it out. And actually, they were using the sword mode or the bow mode. That's why they were not able to do high damage. Now the Lindens moving around to deal with Malthasaran and these Orc Warriors. Arwen pinches them from the other side. You got Eye of Sauron still sitting there, not really doing a whole lot in the way of buff. Lots of catapults or a catapult in the wall, the fortress catapult for Djinges. More Easterlings. Lots of Mythlons, and a Noldor now going to start ranging. 2 Noldors actually going to start ranging those those Easterlings. Gollum now sitting right next to this farm here that was once level 3 but got replaced. Now it's a level 25 from Solas there. He takes the flood and takes out all 4 of those unit production structures, and that's the fortress. As Djinges realizes he's dead, he is defeated. That flood there, very powerful. I did not think it would take out all of those buildings, but it managed to take out all of the unit production structures, both level 1 Orc Pits, level 3 Horizon Palace, and level 1. Very great game. I like it a lot. I hope y'all are enjoying the content pumping out. I'm kind of sad that I haven't been casting recently. I did cast the tournament, and I will get a video up of that soon. But I did take some time. I kind of got a little sidetracked one time when I was supposed to be casting. So hopefully I'll be getting back into the casting, feel things and just keep the content coming out, because it's been like a week since the last one. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll see y'all in the next one.